Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're still staying well and staying healthy and active. Today I'm going to be leading you through a restorative yoga practice. This is a time for you to, take some time just for you. Try to find a quiet space. You will need some props today, and whether you have yoga props or we can find some substitutions. So if you have a yoga block, great. Otherwise, what you can do is take a few novels or books themselves, wrap them in a towel. That will suffice. I'm using a couch cushion as a bolster today, and another optional prop would be a blanket, okay? So if you want to take a second and just grab those, and we'll get started. So we begin today just by taking a few breaths. If you want to just cross your legs, find a comfortable position, relax the shoulders, maybe close your eyes, and just start by taking a few deep breaths in through the nose and exhaling through your nose nice and slow. Try to just take this time to clear any mind chatter or any stresses of the day. Let yourself completely surrender to today's practice. As you're inhaling, you're looking to expand the rib cage. Trying to match the length of each breath. And just slow everything down. I use this type of class as a reward to myself. We don't do that enough. Let's begin just by opening our eyes, and we'll get into our first pose today. So we'll be holding our poses for quite a while. We want to allow our body to really sink into these poses, and again, submit, surrender to everything. Take note maybe of how your body's feeling right now. Do a little bit of a body scan, notice any tightness or tension anywhere. And at the end of today's class, we'll come back here, and I just want you to notice any difference you may feel. So on your mat, again, the blanket is optional, but I'm going to use the blanket just in order to elevate my hips a little bit, in order to create a little bit more space in my spine and my pelvis. Legs are extended out in front of you, about hip distance apart. You'll need your bolster and your block, or your cushion and your books. Let's start by placing the cushion or bolster on top of the legs and the block just in a position where you can rest your forehead down. So from here, we want to passively fold on our next exhale. So take a deep breath in and exhale all the way down. Allow your shoulders to sink down. Drop your arms down by the sides, palm facing up. Continue to breathe and focus on the breath. So like I said, each of these positions or these poses are really passive. So you'll notice a rounded back. We want to create a lot of space in that spine. Allow your head just to rest on the block. Allow your arms to be heavy. If you find that your mind begins to wander a bit, always just come back and focus on the breath. relax the muscles in your face, so the muscles in your jaw. Try not to be tense at all here. And listen to your body. During any of these poses, there shouldn't be any pain or discomfort. But what you may find that happens is as we continue, you may find a little bit of an opening to maybe where you can change the position of your block or remove it completely. And it's just your body allowing you to create more space. Today's class is actually going to focus on challenging you to be still. It's difficult to do for some. When you completely surrender to a practice like this, it's actually a really humbling and healing experience. It allows your mind to slow down, your body to slow down. It really helps to refuel, rejuvenate. Allow your chest to just melt into your cushion or your bolster here. And again, with each breath, feeling the rib cage expand, and on the exhale, feeling the release. Searching for those openings. Again, allowing your body to lead and guide you today. Keeping the mind still, the thoughts clear. Allow your body to just be. Slowly begin to return to a seated position. And we're going into the next pose, which is a supported spinal twist. So we'll spend a certain amount of time on each side. We want to begin by placing your cushion just in the center of your mat. This will require a little bit more just really figuring out your position here. So let's move your cushion up to the top of your mat. Come into a seated position so that the bolster is against your back. Bending your knees, placing your feet flat on the floor. And on your next inhale, just allowing your knees to fall to one side. And you're going to notice your hips are going to lift as well, and that's fine. Just find a position here to where the knees can come down to the floor. Take a deep breath in. Good, and on your exhale, just twisting slowly, situating your hips down and just allowing your body, your rib cage and your chest to melt into your cushion and your ear to rest down. So your arms are just again down by the sides, elbows slightly bent, shoulders are relaxed. And we're looking for a nice, comfortable spinal twist here. Feel free to stack your hips a little bit more or the knees a little bit. Find where you can feel that twisting sensation without any pain or discomfort. And again, allow your body just to melt, soften all your joints, and continue to breathe. Melt away any tension with the breath. Again, relaxing the muscles in the face, relaxing the jaw, allowing the tongue to disconnect from the roof of the mouth. And just finding your breath. If you've found that you've lost that sensation and you may feel you need a little bit more of an intense stretch here, what you can do is actually put the opposite ear onto your cushion. So just turn your gaze to the opposite shoulder and allow yourself to rest here. We slowly come out of this pose by returning our gaze back to the shoulder and using our hands to support ourselves as we come back up into a seated position. And just repositioning or resetting our position back to where we started so that we can do that same pose on the other side. So again, inhale, and as you exhale, allow your knees to fall to one side. Maybe stack your hips a little bit, reposition. And again, on your next exhale, allowing yourself to twist and just melt your rib cage and your chest into your cushion. Starting with your ear against the cushion on the same side that the knees are bent. Try to just tune out any distractions around you. Again, bringing your focus back to that inhale and exhale. And always searching for that opening, for that release. For those of you who could use a more intense stretch here, feel free to turn your gaze to the opposite shoulder. And again, allow your body to let you know where to go. So maybe you need to reposition your hips a little bit. Maybe you need to reposition your rib cage onto your cushion or your bolster. If this is too intense, return back to the original position. Exhale, breathe away that tension, that tightness. And slowly coming out of this pose, again turn your gaze to the same side that your knees are bent. Use your hands to support you to bring you up into a seated position. And here, just resting on your hands, feel free to windshield wiper the knees a little bit, just to release that tightness in the back at all. And we move on to a supported wide leg forward fold. So it's very similar to the first pose we were in. So again, if you have that blanket, use that to elevate the hips a little bit. Otherwise, stay in a flat seated position. Have your bolster and your block handy. So this time here, you're going to place the bolster just in between your legs, so your legs are nice and wide. Really try to find a position to where you're on your sits bones as opposed to your tailbone. So that gives us a little bit more space to where we can fold a little bit further. So the knees are very soft. Again, your upper body is relaxed. Using the block, just choosing your height or position of the block for what's comfortable for you. Take a deep breath in. And exhaling forward, just allowing your forehead to rest on your block. And your hands find a comfortable position with the palms facing up. So again, you have time in order to experiment with these poses. Start maybe in the highest position that's comfortable for you and search for that space that allows you to kind of progress. So feeling the lengthening happening through your hamstrings and your spine here. Drawing the shoulders away from the ears, letting the arms be heavy as they hang down. You may get to a point where you can remove that block completely, or again, just change the height of the block for some added intensity. Just slowly lifting your head and removing your props. And you may feel right now that your legs feel like you're 90 years old. There might be a bit of a pull. So just if you need to, use your hand to bring your legs back in the center. And just kind of shake your feet or wiggle your legs out a bit here. And we go into our second last pose today of supported bridge. So all you'll need here are your blocks or your books or your block. So bring yourself down to the end of your mat, the bottom of your mat. And I would suggest to use your lowest position of your block on this one to start, and then as you go through, you can add intensity by changing the height position. We want to position ourselves down on our back, so very slowly roll one vertebrae at a time. Be sure that your head is flat on your mat. Bending your knees, your feet can be hip distance apart or a little bit wider. And we're just going to take our block or our books and place them underneath our tailbone or our sacrum. So again, starting on the lowest position, your gaze is focused up towards the ceiling. And just allow your hips to melt into those books or that block. So once you've found a comfortable position, again, just allow your arms to rest down by the sides. Close your eyes. Allow your feet to be heavy, your legs to be heavy. And you're going to feel a lot of weight through your pelvis here. You may find some clicks and ticks even, and that's completely normal. Just let everything relax. Let everything release here. And the shoulders melt down into the floor. And your head be heavy. And again, you're going to feel gravity just pull that pelvis down along with the shoulders. Your feet are grounded into the floor, into your mat. And if you found that opening, feel free to change the height of your block. Experiment. And again, no one says you have to stay there. Surrender to stillness and just be. Gently just press through your feet and slowly and gently remove your block and lower your back down onto your mat. Let's take a second here and just bring one knee at a time in towards the chest. Feel free to rock side to side here. And just release the back a little bit. And we finish off today in a supported Savasana. So you'll need your cushion or your bolster. And you're just going to position just right underneath the knees. And placing your feet on the floor. Feel free to elevate your head a little bit by using your blanket, if you have one. And now we just finished today by fully surrendering, fully allowing ourselves to be still. So allow the arms to come down out to the side, palms facing up. And again, find what position feels best for you. And once you found that position, just focus on your breath. Allow your body to melt into your mat or melt into the floor. I want you to just place your focus on the muscles around your eyes, your nose, and your jaw, and just let those muscles be heavy and relaxed. Again, allow the tongue to come away from the roof of the mouth. Relax the muscles that run down your neck and your shoulder area. And the arms and the hands, allow them to be heavy and melt into the floor here. Melt your back down into the floor. Allow your chest to be heavy. And feel your rib cage rise and fall with each breath. Again, feel gravity pull the pelvis down. And your muscles just to rest on those cushions or that bolster. And allow your feet to just be grounded. And feel the connection with your mind and your body here. And again, allow your thoughts to be positive and still. And we just begin to bring back some awareness to our body by opening up our eyes, wiggling our fingers and our toes. And take as much time as you need here to come out of this pose. And when you're ready, just slowly and carefully remove your cushion or your bolster. And allow and give yourself space to just turn over onto your right side, extending your right arm up, and just resting your ear on your bicep. Taking a couple breaths here. And then using the support of your arms to bring yourself back up. And just bring yourself into a seated position. Crossing the legs. placing your hands on your knees, just relaxing the shoulders down. Take a deep breath in and a slow exhale out. And let's just find our normal breath here. I just want to thank you for joining me today, and I hope this was something that was very beneficial for you. Again, sometimes it's tough to allow ourselves to slow down and really just take some time out for us. But again, I hope you notice that your body right now feels very relaxed, really rejuvenated, that there was some healing that went on there. And feel free to come back to this video at any time that you're feeling that tension build up, or you just feel you need that release, or again, you need to reward yourself. Take care, everybody. I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.